Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. This is not the video I intended to put up for today. This is Monday I'm making the video because I've pre-uploaded. I wasn't around over the weekend. I was away playing games with friends, board games mostly. However, today's Facebook feed, I saw this video dropping into it from World of Tanks console people, and my immediate reaction was, I really don't want to see this. I mean, it looks pretty. It looks actually quite interesting. And if it was a brand new, free-to-play, four-person shooter game, I would wish Wargaming all the luck with it, and I might even try it. But as an adjunct or a game mode in World of Tanks console, I am totally against it. And would encourage people just to simply boycott it. Don't play it, don't touch it, don't go near it. And therefore they won't get any feedback on it, and they won't develop it hopefully further in World of Tanks console. Now the question arises though, why are we seeing these not connected to World of Tanks type game modes? Why are we seeing the RTS game mode of the Commander mode? And why are we seeing this completely unrelated game mode involving Mechs? My own pet suspicion is that it's a combination of corporate politics and the way Wargaming actually runs their affairs. Now, I think Wargaming runs their affairs in a way that guarantees a particularly vicious form of corporate politics. Wargaming on the PC side, on the World of Tanks side, is run as multiple separate corporate entities as far as I can tell. That is, you have Wargaming Europe, Wargaming United States, Wargaming Russia, Wargaming Asia, and they're all separate corporate entities. Wargaming Asia is not even under the control of Wargaming Worldwide, although I'm not sure if that's the correct name for whatever the entity that the parent company, Wargaming. Now, the Wargaming Asia thing is run in China, and that may be a result of Chinese policies in terms of foreign investment and foreign companies coming in, particularly at the time that Wargaming arrived in China. However, a couple of things that I've noticed. One of the points of contention between, shall we say, the players who hang out in the Wargaming forums, or used to hang out in the Wargaming forums in many cases, quite a few of them have left, and Wargaming, console Wargaming Chicago Boston, has been about esports and clan wars. Now, I'm not familiar with the clan wars in PC, but I get the impression that it's officially supported. Clans battle out, and there's a kind of a clan ladder. Now, it's kind of supported in the console at this point, I believe, with the trading room set up and things like that, so the clans can conduct clan battles, but I don't think it's really officially supported by Wargaming in any way, or at least not in the way it is in the PC. And I have a suspicion that the PC world, that was the original plan to give longevity to World of Tanks, was the clan battle esports side of the game, and that they kind of, I think, prohibited on the console side because they never really envisaged the console game as being having longevity of its own. The problem is that they gave the development of the console side to they created a separate entity for the console game, World of Tanks Chicago Boston. For that matter, World of Warships console is actually a completely separate company as well. It's not World of Tanks Chicago Boston, it's a different entity again. So all of these corporate entities are tied to the longevity of the game in their domains. So if World of Tanks PC is declining in Europe, for instance, then World of Tanks Europe as a corporate entity is a diminishing justification of its own existence. And if World of Tanks console is declining on a worldwide scale, then World of Tanks Chicago Boston as a corporate entity has again a diminishing justification for its own existence. And if they're not allowed promote esports or paths that the community wanted, or maybe they don't. The core player base just is too casual for that. I have no idea what the relative numbers of the people say on the forums are compared to the total player base of the game, or how much of the player base have ever registered for being on the forums, or any of that kind of stuff. I don't have that information. I don't know if anybody does. But it seems to me that there's an element of kite flying in these promotions, in these extraneous game modes, and that they're trying to probably garner support to a new project, a new thing that World of Tanks Chicago Boston could do, or Wargaming Chicago Boston could do, and therefore that this had become the new thing for that company. But like I said, I'd be quite willing to support this mech game as a completely separate game, but I don't want it as part of my World of Tanks. If I'm playing World of Tanks, I want to play World of Tanks and historical World of Tanks. I don't particularly want to play a mech battle game. If I want to play a mech battle game, then I'm quite happy to play a mech battle game. Though I'm not generally a fan of mech battle games. Well, they mostly suffer from the same problem that I have with first-person shooter games, in that I'm crap at it. Don't have the reflexes, don't have the eyesight. Probably never really did, and I certainly don't have the practice. I'm usually willing enough to play first-person shooter type games on their own, solo, where I'm playing offline and I'm not playing as part of a team. So I'm quite happy to play, say, the Halo games solo, just to get the story mode and get it out and go through it, but I'm not particularly willing to do it online as a multiplayer team game, because I generally feel that I'm letting the side down, and I'm not pulling my weight, and therefore I'm letting my side down, and it kind of discourages me from continuing doing it. So this particular version is worse, I suppose, than Commander Mode in some respects, because it has nothing to do with tanks. I didn't like Commander Mode because I didn't feel that the RTS type game suited the Xbox controller. It was a real pain in the ass to try and direct the tanks to any particular location, and to have any precision in where you drop your location, just because of the nature of the controller. It struck me as something that would work a lot better with a touchscreen, or with a mouse and keyboard. Similarly, but at the same time, I didn't particularly want to play that kind of game. I've never been a fan of RTSs. Now, I'd perfectly happily play a turn-based squad leader style game with tanks, just not as a game associated, as a game mode of World of Tanks, but as a separate game in its entirety, where I would have, I don't know, a platoon of infantry, or 2 platoons of infantry, maybe a section of tanks, 3 or 4 tanks, section of mortars, few things like that, and I have an objective to take or something like that. I'd be quite happy with a game like that, but as a complete game. Similarly, I'd be quite happy with a separate mech game, but as a separate game. Hell, I don't even play the side-scrolling or scrolling type arcade games that they have as a little mini-game while you're waiting for stuff to download. I'm just not interested in it. If I want to play that kind of a game, I'd prefer it as a separate game, and I'd do something else while I'm waiting for games to download. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found the video interesting, and if you did, please give it a like and a share. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.